NUFC Undisputed.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Newcastle Undisputed, NUFC Undisputed show brought to you by, of course, NUFC Talk TV. I'm Chris, the American Mag. Derek, the Mighty Win. Welcome, everyone. Hit the like, subscribe, smash the like button again. Become a member if you can for exclusive content. Pretty much in a couple of days, we're going to be giving away an Andy Cole signed shirt. So become a member so you can participate. The topic of today is pretty simple, and we will cut to the chase, man. Simple as we're starting a fire. You know, in UFC Undisputed is like that. Marcus Rashford, he's not a free agent, but he is a player that doesn't look happy where he's at, even though it is the club of his dreams. Um, been criticized. He's been off social media at the moment because he wants to take a break. But the question is out there. Other teams are speculating. Would you take Rashford in their prospective teams? Well, the same question goes to us. Uh, in the season, maybe where we're looking to add more depth. Maybe not. I'm not saying he would be a starter if he comes on, but he's certainly, like you said, mighty win with Calvin Phillips, because you said it once. You said we got VAR here. Once you say one thing once, it is over. You've said it. You got to back your idea, and you've said this. I'm sure Calvin Phillips didn't forget to play football. Well, I'm going to say the same. Actually, I could say it more to my benefit because Marcus Rashford is has been at the top level longer and more quality than Calvin Phillips. You might disagree, maybe. I don't know. And I'm not necessarily saying that I want Rashford in Newcastle, but why not? It would be a nice talent to get off the bench. The question is out there. Would you, let us know in the comment section down below, by the way, and let us know what you think. Would you take Marcus Rashford in Newcastle? Mighty win. Go on.
Well, you started the argument. Why don't you tell me if you would take Marcus Rashford, and then I'll have a go back at you.
Well,
you want the argument. You tell me why you would want Marcus, and I'm not saying I don't want him, but tell me why you would want him.
Well, first of all, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but I wouldn't be opposed to Rashford joining Newcastle or Newcastle going to approach him because he is a talented player. Now, is he going to start over Gordon? No way. Absolutely no way, in my opinion, that he would start. But I think he would be quality coming off the bench. Is he going to like coming off the bench? That's another question. The salary is a huge deal because, mind you, he's getting paid 400,000 a week, a plus. So that is a big deal. So at this point, we always go back to what the player wants to do. Does he want to be a footballer? Because he's already made money. I mean, you know, he's not. Listen, he's good. So maybe a good challenge in his career is what he
Was good.
needs. So 26 years old, still a young lad. Essentially, would be at the prime of his career at the moment, but obviously he's not. His value at one point was over 100 million. Now, according to the transfer market, 60 million, which could be more or could be less. You know, I don't know really because he hasn't been the greatest performing. He hasn't had the greatest performances all season long. Even though I really like the goal that he scored against Italy, I believe, on a friendly. Really, because it shows you the type of talent that this kid has. So again, because of his talent, his caliber that we've seen, not this season, but we've seen before, I would not be opposed to it. I would not be opposed to it.
I'd be astounded if anybody paid 60 million quid for Rashford right now and paid anywhere near half of 400,000 a week. Apart from Saudi, you know, you could go to Saudi and
Right.
probably get stupid money over there. But I can't see anybody paying 60 million for Rashford right now. Even the dyed-in-the-wool Man United fans cannot stand him at the minute, and have been well off the boil with him for more than a season.
Yep.
You know, they complain that he spends more time doing all his charity work and political work than he does on the training pitch. And in fact, probably since he went onto the big high salary, his performances have diminished. Would I have him at Newcastle? You know, if I was getting him on a free,
Well,
and if I was getting him for, I don't know, you know, let's go stupid 40 grand a week, something like that. Yeah, he'd be a good player to have on the bench. We certainly haven't got, if you like, his quality of player on our bench at the minute. But would I rather have him instead of Anthony Gordon? Not a chance.
no.
Can he
Yeah,
get
no.
back 3-4 years ago? Possible, of course it's possible, because he's done it. But I wouldn't like to take the chance on putting him in our first team and hoping he gets back to that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they're stuck with him unless he's prepared to take, as I say, a massive cut in salary.
Well,
Uh,
this is utopia, to say the least. I mean, it's not really feasible. Although, again, if he wants to play, maybe he's tired of
well,
toxicity in Man U, because Man U is a Pandora box that is just you. It's like having sex in a glass
yeah,
bedroom, man. It
it's a
literally.
cesspit right now. You know,
And so
even you've got like Terry on Football Terrace and that he says it needs a. They're all saying basically the talk on all the Man U chat shows, with possible exception of Goldbridge, but you know he's alone to himself, really. Good on him. But they're all saying they want everybody gone, with the exception of Garnacho, Mainu, and Hoyland. Basically, they're saying get rid of everybody. Now, how they think they're going to be able to do that, and how they think they're going to be able to do it in one window, two windows, even three windows,
it's not
is
gonna happen.
beyond me. Even with the mighty Dan Ashworth running affairs, if
Yeah.
they ever get to stump up the money for him. But would I have him? You know, obviously there's a player there. We've all seen the player, but it's a long time since.
Yeah, and
Again, I mean, there was rumours on Talk Sport this afternoon that
about
Arsenal
Arsenal.
are looking at him,
Well, I
and
mean,
I'm
I can
saying,
see that.
wow, 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 wow.
You wouldn't see Arsenal signing Rashford.
I wouldn't say Arsenal signing Rashford for
Uh,
60
I,
million, certainly not.
well, 60. I don't think 60 million is a lot of money for Rashford. I think we're forgetting the talent, man. Now, with that being said, if Newcastle were to pay 60 million for somebody like Rashford, it would not be to be a bench player, and it contradicts my idea that he's not in this particular moment better than Gordon. I think you can say a couple years back it would be different. However, this time that is the predicament. But the utopia comes with the salary. He is on over 400,000 a week. That is unbearable for any team to pay at this moment.
Mhm.
And mind you, pay it. Well, maybe Arsenal could play. I have no idea. We cannot pay it because of PSR. Now, eventually, we're hoping to get to that point where we can play top players, pay top players that kind of money, just because it would attract them. Obviously, the less we spend, the better. But that in itself is not it's not even possible for him to come to the tune. But I wouldn't see, just looking at the football perspective. I don't necessarily think that Rash he could probably go to Arsenal would be his first option if he has to go anywhere, but I wouldn't necessarily think that he would say no to Newcastle. Just looking at it from the football side of things, you know, if you're a footballer,
No, I think if you put it back, he'd go to anybody in the Prem, really. You know, the top echelons of the Prem.
right?
But here's the thing as well, though, that needs to be borne in mind if we're talking about Rashford. I've been watching football for a long time, and I've seen young players sparkle like diamonds, and come through the way Rashford did, the way Anthony Gordon has done.
Right.
And very, very often they have a meteoric rise and then they kind of plateau and don't improve, and sometimes even have a dip before then they may take off again or they may not. We could be in that situation with Gordon. You know, he had a fabulous season last season, as we all know, but nobody can guarantee that he's going to retain that form right throughout this season coming. We are fortunate right now, and that even if he does go through a bit of a sticky patch, we've got Harvey Barnes to come in for him.
That is
or
true.
if he gets injured.
Yeah, I mean,
if we were to sign Rashford, just for, the 1,000,000 to 1 chance that we can put a package together that everybody's happy with. So we're saying Rashford. Is Rashford going to be happy playing second fiddle to Gordon?
I doubt it.
Is he going to be happy playing third fiddle to Gordon and Barnes? Is he going to be happy to try and fight it out with the three of them on the training pitch to prove, to prove his worth to the team? Because if he had to do that, and if he could do that, then he'd be a fantastic player to have in the team. If he could get back to what he was.
That's the mentality he needs to have. Not necessarily saying that he's going
But he's
to.
proven this season, to the satisfaction of all the Man U fans that I listen to, that he hasn't got that drive and that right now. We maybe had it once, but right now, throughout this season, they've complained that he's done, when he's been on the pitch, he's been the laziest player on the pitch. And that's one thing, that's one sort of player that Eddie Howe will not tolerate. He'll tolerate poor performances, but he will not tolerate lack of effort.
I agree with that. But one thing that will humble him, if this doesn't humble him, then I don't know what will, which is not getting called up for the English squad for the Euros. That's a big deal for a footballer. That when you get to a certain level of football, you tend to expect things.
Yeah, he was an
And
automatic choice.
I'm sure he was expecting that, and surprisingly, Southgate said no. So maybe that will make him think. I mean, he closed down all his social media and everything. So things are not going well for him mentally. So maybe that could be a decisive thing. Now, if you look at, I was actually saying at one point he might have been worth over 100 million, and to be, I was wrong because he never even topped off 90 million. His highest market value was 85 million in 2021.
What's that on Transfermarkt?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, they are notoriously they undervalue. And the bottom line is a player is worth what a club's prepared to pay for him. You know, what was Declan Rice worth 110 million? Was Caicedo worth 116 million? Well, yes, because that was paid for them.
Yeah, but I still believe that I'm still believing that I'd rather have Tonali over those two. Now, in hindsight, it's not looking great because obviously, we know what's happened. Rice has been one of the best players for Arsenal, but we'll have to see when Tonali plays and see what he brings to the table.
Tonali has got an awful lot to prove because you had a couple of decent games for us, but Craig Hope did a piece a few weeks ago now, I think, saying that, Tonali has yet to prove himself in a black and white shirt, despite a couple of, nice performances. We still haven't seen the player we've seen in at AC Milan. The player that I mean, when I was in the San Siro, when he came onto the pitch, I mean, the place just erupted. Honestly, they love him. So for him to generate that amount of love, he had to be putting in some stellar performances for AC Milan. I mean, Stato on TTR, raves about him. He's obviously watched a lot more of him in those days than I did, and absolutely, he's got no doubt at all. I haven't really. I mean, you wonder what a year out of competitive football is going to do to your game. For me, it cannot possibly. It can't improve it.
Well, but it's different because he's trained every like if he was a
Yeah, but
regular player.
training isn't playing. It's in the mind, when you've got to do things on the spur of the moment, and
Mm.
it's not
Yeah,
the
no,
same as match play, is it?
I certainly agree. Now, but with you were mentioning Craig Hope's tweet. I think it was a bit unfair because he was trying to defend Longstaff and his credit and people's
No, it
criticism of
wasn't.
him.
This wasn't a tweet. This was a video that he did.
Okay, well, but there was a tweet that he put out um, where people are saying they don't criticize or they don't talk about Tonali and they keep blaming Longstaff for this and that. Whatever the tweet was, it was related to that, and it's just not fair because Longstaff hasn't played good. It's just we can't try to cover the sun with one finger. It's just the way it is.
We
Longstaff played
can't
well.
cover the sun with one finger. Wow, I've never
Yeah,
heard that one before.
you ever try to
That
cover the
that
sun with
must
one
be
finger?
an old Peruvian saying, is it?
Oh, it's Hispanic saying, man. Can't cover the sun
Mm.
with one finger, even though you can at times. It's not real. It's not real, man. Um, but I'm just saying, you can't be unfair. I think Tonali, we got to see what's going on. And I know this Rashford thing is a utopia. It's not going to happen. But to say the least, these are the players, in my opinion, that we could try to persuade with a project with a good payday. Not as good as his. I mean, listen, the difference is massive that what you can offer. I don't even think if he would come to Newcastle, what is the maximum you can offer a guy like Rashford, knowing that he's a talent, but also knowing that you don't know what you're going to get. I
Well,
guarantee
well,
you.
well.
No,
More importantly, you can't offer Rashford. I don't know. Let's say 150 grand a week. Go stupid.
we couldn't do that either. We couldn't do that.
Well, I think at the minute we're paying J7 and Bruno that sort of money. The rest are all around about the 80, 90, 100, 100 and just over the 100 mark. So it immediately upsets the apple cart if you're
Right.
bringing in somebody who isn't being brought in as a starter, who doesn't immediately go into the first team and earn his pennies, and you're training with him every day, and you know he's on 20 grand a week more than you're on. It creates unrest. It's a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. That.
Yeah. Well, but yes, but I mean, if you go out there and get a superstar. Not saying Rashford, forget him, get him out the. I mean, you're gonna. It's just the way it
No, if
is
you
now,
go and get a superstar, he's going to go first, and he's going to go straight in the first team, and then
and get paid more the most.
and get paid more than them, yeah, because
Say
he's going
say
to produce more than them.
say
He's
say.
going to
Give me
perform better than them.
give me a name that you would think is coming, and he's starting. He's getting paid the most. A star that you can say, wow. I mean, Mbappe's not coming because he's going to Madrid. So give me a name that you can say it's that player, that realistic guy. I mean, who would you think right now? Is
If
it,
I was picking one player to come to Toon now, I would go and get Harry Kane, and I would pay Harry Kane 250 grand a week.
oh wow,
And you know for a fact, when he goes into that team and steps on that pitch, he's going to get you 25 goals a season. And that wouldn't be if he was scoring a goal a game or a goal, 2 goals in 3 games, game on game on game throughout the season. There wouldn't be a single player in the team who didn't think that he deserved it. When Shearer was here, he was comfortably the highest. And in fact, I do believe in his contract, it was he always had to be the highest paid player in the particular contract that he was on each time. But I don't know that for a fact, but I've heard that a few places. If you want the creme de la creme, you've got to pay them for it. And
yeah,
mere mortals of players understand that. They equally understand as has been proven by Bruno, proven by J7, that if you do produce the goods at Newcastle, you get the reward. And that's exactly the way it should be. It's back to my utopian dream where every player gets 10 grand a week and 150 grand a point bonus.
Oh man,
That's
that's not going to
that's
happen.
the way I would do it. So they
But
would
I
all
mean,
be they'd be the highest paid players in the league, providing they were winning every game, and so they should be.
well, Harry Kane is probably nothing out of this world. I mean, even though he's playing at Bayern, you would assume that one more season or two, he might be interested in coming back. Um, but then again, you have to know at that time, is he going to be at the top of his game?
Well,
B-
he's still at the top of his game. He's
yeah, but in a year or two, is he still going to be there? But see, you mentioned a player that I didn't even think of. But like, is there any other players that you would think that are coming that are going to be taking over the best player? Are there really these players out there? Because as far as
There's no other player that I can guarantee, virtually, you can't guarantee anything in football, we know that, but you can virtually guarantee that wherever Harry Kane goes, he will score goals.
Mm,
And that's what the game's all about, scoring goals, winning games.
mm,
So that's the example I would give if you want a superstar who's going to come in and who wouldn't up because this conversation began when you said who could come in and not upset the not upset the other
yeah.
players by getting paid
You don't think Isak?
exponentially more than they will.
You don't think Isak would be upset that the hurricane comes on and he all of a sudden becomes number 9, gets paid the most?
Well,
I don't know, man.
I'll be perfectly honest. If we could sign Harry Kane, I would sell Isaac Lamora.
Oh man, that
Absolutely.
no, man. See, that's the thing. You were too one-sided in your conversation. Too old school. You don't wanna let in
I just want to win.
modern football. Modern football. But Isak is a perfect striker, man. Isak is good.
Fantastic
So
striker.
why would you want to get rid of him? Why wouldn't you say? Why wouldn't the first idea be just move Isaac to play with Hurricane? And because
If
Hurricane can create football. He can create.
yeah, that's his game now, dropping back and creating his own chances.
Right. So it wouldn't be
That's how
totally
much he's improved. Back in the day, a couple of seasons ago, he was virtually he was a goal poacher. You know, the ball was that you could guarantee if you fed him the ball in the box, he would put it in the back of the net. Nowadays, he goes where he wants. He's got a free rein, and he's all the better a footballer for it.
yeah. Well, I guess we got sidetracked, but I mean at the end of the day we thought to talk about Marcus Rashford. Maybe at some point, but he still has talent. I'm not saying yes completely. I'm not saying no either. I mean, he's talented.
You see, I think there's a chance we could get Harry Kane, and I'll tell you for why. Because he is aware that if he could get another, let's say, 3 seasons at the top, let's say 2 at the very top and 1 on the wane, back in the Premier League, he could overtake Shearer.
Yeah, but do you really think he's thinking that though?
Oh, aye.
No, I mean he might be thinking of getting the goal record, but not like I want to go to Newcastle and get Shearer's record.
No, I'm not saying he wants to come to Newcastle to do it. I think that's probably the last thing on his mind. But
Exactly.
then, if he was made the offer, if we could afford it, I mean, I don't know what they would charge for him.
Yeah. Well,
But what a place to do it.
oh yeah, that would be in there. It would be well taken.
You know, just playing devil's advocate here.
It would, and it
Uh,
definitely be well taken. A lot of people will be cheering them on for sure, or some not. Some may not. Even Allen said no, he doesn't want the record to be. But that's just honesty
no, of
from a
course he
striker.
doesn't.
Of course he
Quite
doesn't.
right
Yeah.
too.
All right. Well, there it is, ladies and gents. Soft debate, but at least we, we got on to talk about this, which it might be reaching, digging for water. Mine is a utopia, really. It's not going to happen. However, why not? It might divide some opinions. Some of you may think Rashford could be. Why not? If you just take the salary part out of it, obviously you become realistic when you put that in. You know he's getting paid over 400K a week. Then obviously that is almost
So you
impossible.
cannot really take it out of it, can you?
No, I'm saying, but just if you look at it, the mere talent, the mere talent, because some people might say, "Well, I don't care about the money. I don't think he should play for the team because he's been horrific for the last season and a half or 2 seasons." Even though last season he wasn't bad for Man U, with the first time Ten Hag. So, but anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening.
Is marginally better than Miggy Almiron this season.
No.
I'm telling you, the stats right. He's
Nah, it's-
8 goals, 5 assists. Miggy's got 4 goals, 5 assists, and Miggy's played 5
Boy,
games less than
he's
him.
already scored 50% more than Mickey. So there you go. You lost that battle. That's easy. That's an easy debate, man. Come on now. That's give me a tougher opponent, folks. Anyways, Rashford, let us know in the comment section down below. Don't
8 to
forget to
5,
subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell for
60%, not
notifications.
50%.
I thought you said he scored 4 goals.
Well, that would be double.
Exactly, 50% more. Anyways. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Become a member if you can. Andy Cole's signed shirt being given away at the end of this month, which is only a few days left. So thank you for your support. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
NUFC Undisputed.